When I make videos on my channel, what I'm looking to do is discuss things that I think are important and relevant to the NBA. And one of the things that I think is probably on top of a lot of people's minds who are into the association is the MVP race. And it's a good one. And I think it's pretty obvious. It's one of the two. Your pick between Joker and SGA. And look, I've been the SGA frontrunner, promoter all season. After I saw kind of what he was doing for his team, when I was looking at how the Thunder were finding success and the dominance that they've had all year, I'm still Team SGA. I still think he's the one for the MVP. When I look at outcomes, when I look at the team record, when I look at how good they are when he's on the court, their ability to win, get the outcomes, the desired outcomes of why the hell you play the game in the first place. I still think if I was able to have a vote, I would vote for him. And I would feel good about that vote. But the hardest thing for me to do is to admit that there might be a better basketball player in the world, and his name is Nikola Jokic. It's probably worth a debate. It's probably worth having a discussion with your most trusted friends and family and talking heads about basketball to say, you know, who deserves the MVP. The guy is incredible. He's second in the league in assists. He's third in rebounding. And he's third in scoring. So we're just talking about averages per game. And the Denver Nuggets are one of the best teams in the NBA. I think we have to remember their position within the Western Conference. They're behind the Thunder, but they're really the cream of the crop when it comes to the Western Conference. Like it's the Thunder, and then it's a team like the Nuggets. And he makes his teammates better. You know, that's a metric that some people use. I don't know if it's a metric, but it's a measuring stick as to how valuable a player is, what he does for his team, what he does for his teammates, and getting the best out of them. You look at kind of like the career resurgence and the role of Russell Westbrook, and you look at, you know, that longtime tandem between him and Jamal Murray, and his ability to shoot and stretch the floor, and his post moves are very refined. Good decision maker, excellent passer. You know, I think is he first or second in steals per game, or total steals? I forget what the stat is. And then if you look at like the advanced stats, like the box plus minus and all those other things, it's through the roof, and the value added and all that. So he got a 61-point game in double overtime loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves have been pretty good lately. It's not a bad loss for the Nuggets to lose to the Wolves. Credit to the Wolves for getting things together and just playing better recently. He went to the line 24 times. He made 79% of them. He was 6 of 11 from 3, 18 of 29 overall. He logged 53 minutes. But if you look at his previous games, it's littered with 30-plus point games, 40-plus point games. You know, you're going to see games where he's got 4 steals and 3 steals. And games where he's got 3 blocks, you know. So I don't think it's accurate to say he doesn't play defense. I think there's times where he picks his spots. I think he's trying to avoid picking up fouls. But I mean, the greatness is undeniable. So the reason I made this video is, if you believe that Joker is the NBA MVP this year, I'm good with that. I have no problem with that. But where things get a little bit sketchy for me is when you have to downplay SGA. I don't want to do that. I don't want to downplay SGA. I still want to celebrate SGA as having one of the best seasons from a player in a long time. But like, is it just possible that Joker's season is better and he still won't get MVP? Like, is there voter fatigue? Is it a situation where they're like, all right, this guy already won 3, he's going for 4 and 5 years, it doesn't mean he doesn't deserve it. I'm going to stick with my vote. I'm going to vote for SGA. If I had a vote, I would be voting SGA for MVP. If you had a vote, who would you vote for and why? I guess is what I'm asking. Because I'm watching Joker every night doing the most amazing things, and I have to tell myself SGA is more deserving of the MVP. You know how hard it is to convince yourself of what you see? If you watch Joker, you see greatness. So I'm an educator. I'm a school teacher. And I had a student tell me that Joker is all time. And that was hard for me to accept and internalize. Because I'm thinking to myself, he hasn't played long enough to be in the same ilk as Shaquille O'Neal, Wilt Chamberlain, Hakeem Olajuwon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like, there's a longevity piece to this, right? Like, Joker's been doing it for a while now at a really high level. So I'm not saying he's not starting to creep into those conversations. But like some of those guys had finals MVPs, those guys had championships, they had league MVPs, like it's all in there. He's starting to like compile those things, right? What does he need? What does he really need? What kind of hardware does he need? Like and really, I think at the end of the day, I think he just wants the team to win. I don't really see him being a problem to the team based on his personal achievements. I think he plays the game the right way. I think he's a good teammate. I think he's a good dude. I don't think and I think SGA has all those same qualities too. It's a tough vote this year. If you got a vote, if you had a vote, who would you vote for and why? It's freaking close. If Joker wins it, I'm good with it. If SGA wins it, I'm very happy for him. I think he's deserving. This might be one of the closest MVP races we've ever seen. And whichever way it goes, I'm good with it. I'm happy to have seen these guys playing in their peaks in an incredible race to the MVP in the 2025 season.